Respected invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you good morning greetings from the headquarters of the National Open University of Nigeria as we open up shop for the 2025 International Media and Literacy Week. Before we drive straight into the lineup of programs scheduled for marking this event, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I very humbly and respectfully recognize some very important guests who are joining us for this special program. Here in our midst is the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Mohammed Idris, ably represented by the Director of Public Communication and National Orientation, Mr. Henshaw Ogubike. Sir, you're most welcome. I'd like to also recognize either the presence or the representative of the Honorable Minister of Education, Dr. Olatunji Alausa, the Executive Secretary of the NUC, Professor Yusuf Abdullah Ribadu, the Vice Chancellor of the National Open University of Nigeria, Professor Olufemi Peters, alongside his other principal officers, chiefly the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of Academic, Professor Chedu Mafiana, the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of Administration, Professor Shehu Usman Adamu, the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of Technology, Innovation and Research, Professor Christine Ofulwe, the Registrar of the University, Mr. Oladipo Ajayi, the Bursar of the University, Malam Nasuru Marafa, and the Librarian of the University, Professor Angela Okbala. I'd like to also recognize the representative of the UNESCO here with us in Abuja, Mrs. Yachat Nuhu. You're most welcome. Let me also seize this opportunity to welcome the Acting Director of the International Media and Information Literacy Institute here at the National Open University of Nigeria, Dr. Lateef Adelakun, the Director General, National Institute for Technology Development Agency, National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, the Director General, National Orientation Agency, the Executive Director, National Film and Video Census Board, ably represented by Mrs. Rita Agbola. Let me also recognize the presence of a panel of discussants that we have in our midst here today. Other respected invited guests who are here with us, members of the university community and members of the academia, let me recognize you all specially, ladies and gentlemen and respected media pressmen who are present. It is the 2025 International Media and Information Literacy Week. Again, to mark this week, the International Media and Information Literacy Institute, based in the National Open University of Nigeria, who has been proudly supported by the UNESCO, the National Open University of Nigeria, and the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation, are putting up this program to bring to us what the week entails. And so without any further ado, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite a staff of the National Orientation, a staff of the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation, who is here to also introduce some respected invitees who made it here with a representative of the Honorable Minister.
Very good morning, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The Vice Chancellor, thank you for this rare privilege. Permit me to recognize my principal, the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, a man who is a visionary leader in shaping the media landscape in Nigeria. Mohammed Idris, a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, who is ably represented by the Director of Public Communications and National Orientation, a guru himself, Mr. Henshaw Ogubike. Thank you very much, sir. Please, you may put your hands together for him. Thank you very much. In that same vein, permit me to also introduce one of the brains behind media and information literacy, particularly, I will call it his foster child in the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation. I watched this gentleman work tirelessly to ensure that Nigeria stood out when they hosted the Media and Information Literacy Week in Abuja. Please put your hands together for the Special Assistant to the Honorable Minister on Administration, Dr. Sunday Baba, Fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. Also to recognize the brand new minted Head of Bilateral Relations at the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation. Please put your hands together for Ms. Chinwe Ekuga. With that said, my assignment is done, ladies and gentlemen. I will hand over to my comrade to continue proceedings.
Thank you very much, and that clears the road for the opening rites. As I now invite for a welcome address, the Acting Director of the International Media and Information Literacy Institute, Abuja, Nigeria, Dr. Lateef Adelakun, for his address of welcome.
Good morning, dear all. The Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, ably represented, the representative of UNESCO, Ms. Hiachanu, the other dignitaries here present, I welcome you all to IMILI, International Media and Information Literacy Institute, here at National Open University of Nigeria, the largest and most vibrant open and distance learning institution in sub-Saharan Africa. Due to the trend of AI adoption, the need for a better digital media literacy education is paramount. Among the information and technological tools that are trending nowadays are blogging and artificial intelligence. The tools have worn the face of new normal, thereby recording a tremendous rate of adoption in all fields and among all categories of people. Despite the fact that the manual of the tools define the best way to ensure efficiency and beneficial use, as well as the alternative use of the tools, for vices and unwholesome motive give concern. However, the trend of artificial intelligence adoption in all facets of human endeavor have exponentially increased the number of users and thereby creating more concerns in all sectors. The moderation in the usage of effectiveness and efficiency of AI is the essence for our discussion in the 2025 Global Media and Information Literacy Week. Our concern for this 2025 Global and Media Literacy Information Week is to discuss how to efficiently use digital media innovation as they emerge or discovered. Once again, I welcome you all to today's discussion as we unfold this year Global Media and Information Literacy Week theme, Minds Over AI. You are greatly welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Acting Director, International Media and Information Literacy Institute, Abuja, for that address of welcome. In line with our running order, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite a man under whose guide we are here at the National Open University of Nigeria, and of course, jumping from one stage to another until we get to our stage of excellence. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite the Vice Chancellor of the National Open University of Nigeria, Professor Olufemi Peters, for his remark. Sir.
You saw me jumping up, so excited today. Good morning, distinguished audience. I can see many of our students here and public invitees. The Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Mohammed Idris, Fellow of the Institute of Public Relations, ably here represented by the Director of Public Communications and National Orientation, Mr. Ensho Ogubike. The Honorable Minister of Education, Dr. Maruf Alausa, who responsible for the IMILI in our university, the head of office and representative of UNESCO in Nigeria, ably here represented by Mrs. Hayat Nuru, distinguished guests, staff of the National Open University of Nigeria, the principal officers who are here, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, and the Deputy Vice Chancellor Technology, Innovation, and Research, the Bursar of the National Open University of Nigeria, and the librarian, Professor Angela Opala. I also want to specially welcome to this event, which we can actually call his event, as was being introduced by the protocol from the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation. That is the special advisor to the Honorable Minister Administration in the person of Dr. Sunday Baba. You are welcome to our university once again. He's a fellow of the Institute of Public Relations. Ladies and gentlemen, and gentlemen of the press, I warmly welcome everyone to the National Open University of Nigeria. Greetings from the Council, greetings from Senate, and greetings from the management and staff of the university. It is with joy and deep sense of honor that we gather once again this year, 2025, to celebrate one of the most significant global conversations of our time. That is the Global Media and Information Literacy Week. This annual global event, convened under the auspices of UNESCO and supported by partners across continents, reminds us of the growing importance of media and information literacy in a world that is increasingly being shaped by digital technologies, artificial intelligence, and the rapid exchange of information. For the second consecutive year, NOUN has been chosen to host this landmark global symposium. For those of us who were here last year, which marked the beginning, we were so much enthusiastic for this event because it showed and actually commenced our journey towards the actualization of the Institute. Again, I want to thank Dr. Sunday Baba and the desk officer who is unavoidably absent, Mr. Ifeanyi Okereke, for the wonderful done they've done to our university concerning this institute. For us at the National Open University of Nigeria, we see the hosting of this global symposium not merely as an institutional honor, but as a reaffirmation of Nigeria's leadership in advancing inclusive and equitable access to media and information literacy education in our country, in our continent, and beyond. Since last year's successful edition, we have received encouraging commendations from international partners, sister institutions, and development agencies. Their feedback has been both affirming and inspiring, affirming that our vision aligns with the global request for responsible communication, and inspiring us to strengthen our commitment to promoting knowledge that empowers rather than divides us. As media and information have become vital components of all spheres of human endeavor, we must work collectively to address these negative consequences. The vast volume of information generated and circulated today can make our world more fragile, vulnerable, and susceptible to manipulation, propaganda, and to the extreme, to hate speech, if we do not actively promote the responsive use of the modern technologies we have. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this year's theme, promoting artificial intelligence, adoption, and gratification through media and information literacy, aligns with the global theme, minds over AI. Couldn't have been more timely or relevant. We are living in the defining moment, an era where artificial intelligence has become deeply woven into the fabric of human life. It shapes how we learn, it shapes how we teach, it even shapes how we govern and trade. Least of all, distinguished audience, it even shapes how we create and even how we connect with one another. It is therefore important to note that while AI holds immense promise for innovation and progress, it also raises serious ethical, social, and philosophical questions. One relevant question to ask, therefore, is this: how do we ensure that these technologies serve humanity? Or how do we ensure that this technology will not destroy humanity? Put another way, how do we preserve human dignity in an age of automation? And how do we prepare our citizens to live in a world where truth and falsehood can appear almost identical and simultaneously? The answers to these questions lie at the very heart of today's gathering, media and information literacy. Media and information literacy empowers us as individuals to understand, to evaluate, and to engage with media and digital technologies thoughtfully. It builds resilience to question narratives, recognize misinformation, and interpret the world not through emotion or manipulation, but through knowledge and reflection. At our university, National Open University of Nigeria, we are not passive observers of this transformation. Indeed, we are active participation and innovators. We have taken deliberate steps to institutionalize media and information literacy across our teaching, research, and administrative systems. This commitment is exemplified through our hosting of the International Media and Information Literacy Institute, the first of its kind in Africa, established under the visionary guidance and support of the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation. Through IMILI, Nigeria is taking its rightful place as a leader in global conversations about digital empowerment, knowledge equity, and responsible information practices. I am pleased to announce that IMILI is now in the advanced stages of attaining UNESCO Category 2 status, a landmark that will firmly position Nigeria among the few countries globally that has been entrusted with advancing media and information literacy under UNESCO work. For us, this achievement is not just institutional. We should see it as a national entity, because it signals that Nigeria is ready to lead, Nigeria is ready to innovate, and we are ready to shape the global dialogue on ethical AI, digital inclusion, and the future of learning. Our open and distance learning model, ODL, gives the university a unique advantage in promoting this course. With a digital infrastructure capable of serving over 500,000 active learners, our university reaches across Nigeria from bustling cities to remote communities and connects learners throughout Africa and beyond. I therefore wish to acknowledge with deep appreciation the Federal Minister of Information and National Orientation for his unwavering support and for entrusting the National Open University of Nigeria with the honor of hosting IMILI. As I was joking with the representative of the Honorable Minister, we are in a pregnant mood. And in about a week, 2 weeks' time, we expect that far away at Uzbekistan, the baby will be delivered to the National Open University of Nigeria. We salute, therefore, the Federal Minister of Information and National Orientation for his unwavering support. We thank the Federal Minister of Education for providing the enabling background as a ministry in charge of education, and the Universities Commission, NUC, for their consistent encouragement and guidance, which have helped us align open and distance learning with Nigeria's broader development goals. We will not fail to mention UNESCO and our great, profound gratitude for providing the platform for the establishment of this institute, for your steadfast commitment to advancing media and information literacy worldwide, and for your enduring partnership with our university in nurturing this important initiative on African soil. On behalf of the University Council, Senate, management staff, and students of our university, I want to welcome you again to our university. My prayer is, may our conversation here today deepen our understanding, strengthen our partnerships, and inspire collective actions towards a more informed, ethical, and human-centered digital future. Together, distinguished audience, let us build a world where information enlightens, not deceives, where technology empowers, not exploits, and where artificial intelligence will serve humanity. Thank you for listening, and God bless us all.
Thank you very much, my Vice Chancellor, for that soul-searching remark, demanding for the responsible usage of the digital tools and information for the betterment of our country. On a separate day and on a different platform, I would have painstakingly taken time to elaborate how valuable this distinguished gentleman is to the life of the National Open University of Nigeria. His hardware solutions decorates the whole landscape of the Open University here at the headquarters, including the venue where we are today, and of course to all parts of the country where we have business dealings. The software solutions he has provided is just like the oil that greases the engine for a seamless transition. We're proud of you, Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is Media and Information Literacy Week 2025, and at this juncture, I would like to invite the representative of the head of UNESCO in Nigeria, Mrs. Yachat Nuhu, for her remarks.
VC, sir, when you said you were jumping up, I wanted to run. But I don't want to embarrass my family members. The representative of the Honorable Minister of the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation, the VC, and our host of the National Open University of Nigeria, our invited guests from our sister federal agencies, the panelists, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Yachat Nuhu. I know the VC kind of tried to rename me this morning, so I thought to do that properly. I'm standing here on behalf of the Head of Office and Representative AI of UNESCO Abuja Office, Mr. Jean-Paul Abiga, who is unavoidably absent. But what I'll be reading now are his words. It is with utmost pleasure that I welcome you all to this important event for the commemoration of the Global Media and Information Literacy Week 2025. Our presence here today underlines a shared commitment to promoting freedom of expression and access to information that forms an integral part for the attainment of sustainable development goals in Nigeria. The Global MRL Week was established through the UN resolution and is celebrated annually from the 24th to the 31st October under the coordination of UNESCO. And this year's commemoration is taking place in Colombia. I know some of our participants here will be there to represent Nigeria on the global stage. UNESCO is the lead UN agency mandated to promote media and information literacy globally and in Nigeria. Now, when we talk about media and information literacy, we see it as a critical component for the promotion of freedom of expression and access to information. It's an initiative that covers a large spectrum of knowledge, skills, attitudes, and values to better search, access, critically evaluate, use, and contribute to information and media content. Media and information literacy is key to addressing the challenges of the 21st century, including the proliferation of mis- and disinformation, the decline of trust in media and transformative impact on digital innovation, notably artificial intelligence. This year's national theme, Promoting AI Adoption and Gratification through MIL, aligns with the global theme, which is Mind over AI, MIL in digital space. It highlights the need to safeguard truth, foster trust, and strengthen civic engagement amid algorithm-driven environments. Today, artificial intelligence increasingly curates our choices, filters our realities, and shapes our beliefs. Therefore, repositioning MIL as an essential driver in addressing this challenge is very important. While AI holds the promise of enhancing access to information, it also presents its challenges, such as algorithm bias, misinformation, deepfake technology, synthetic media, and concerns around automated decision-making. Media and information literacy is crucial now more than ever in ensuring that individuals can critically assess AI-generated content, can understand the implication of data-driven media, and engage critically in digital space. As AI continues to evolve, MIL must adapt to equip people with the knowledge and skills to navigate this rapidly changing landscape. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today we're here to engage in a crucial discussion on how AI is reshaping the information landscape. Our focus will be on the vital role of MIL in empowering individuals to critically engage with AI-driven content. I want to say at this point in time that AI is not wrong, but how we use it is what we are discussing. I urge you all to seize this opportunity to collaborate and develop actionable strategies that will equip our citizens with the skills needed to thrive in a digital world and foster a media and information literate society for sustainable development. I'd like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our partners, especially the International Media and Information Literacy Institute in Nigeria, the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation, and all those who have contributed to this event. VC, permit me to say well done to the team yesterday and day before yesterday. There was a road walk and it was really impressive. Please, let's put our hands together for everyone who attended. I saw a professor that was elderly and she was dancing in front. It was really encouraging. So well done to the team. Your commitment to attaining media and information literacy in Nigeria is acknowledged and appreciated. Before I drop the mic, I want to just pause and say thank you to our partners in the Ministry of Information. I know how UNESCO has nagged them over the years for this to become a reality. I just want to say thank you, and don't get tired of our phone calls and our nagging. It will still continue. even after the establishment, because as we said, it's still a baby that needs to be groomed to stand well. So thank you very much and have a blessed day.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Yachat Nuhu, who is representing the head of UNESCO here in Nigeria with that beautiful speech. The bottom line is the promotion of the responsible usage of digital media and information contents. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we proceed with the running order, I would like to invite for a remark and declaration of the symposium opened by the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, who is ably represented by the Director of Public Communications of the National Orientation Ministry. Put your hands together as I welcome the representative of the Honorable Minister, Mr. Henshaw Ogubike.
Thank you. Good day, all. The Vice Chancellor, I greet you, sir. Dr. Delaku, I greet you, sir. And our other distinguished visitors who are here, let me stand on the already established protocols so you can proceed further. I am here to represent my dear Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, FNIPR, at the 2025 Global Media and Information Literacy Week, MIL, organized by the International Media and Information Literacy Institute, IMILI, in collaboration with UNESCO and the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation. So I'm just here to give this goodwill message and declare this program open. It gives me a great pleasure on behalf of the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, FNIPR, to convey warm felicitations to the organizers, participants, and partners of the 2025 Global Media and Information Literacy Week, MIL, with the term Promoting AI Adoption and Gratification through MIL. This year's themes aligns with the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, which emphasizes innovation, digital inclusion, and national orientation as key pillars for sustainable development. In an age where artificial intelligence is reshaping global communication and information exchange, building citizens' capacity for critical thinking, responsible media use, and informed participation is essential to our collective progress as a nation. The Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation remains steadfast in promoting media and information environment that encourages truth, transparency, creativity, and national unity. Through strategic collaboration with UNESCO, IMIL, and other partners, the ministry continues to advance initiatives that enhance media literacy, counter misinformation, and empower Nigerians to leverage digital tools for social and economic advancement. On behalf of my dear Honorable Minister, I commend the organizers and all stakeholders for their efforts in promoting the ideals of media and information literacy. May the outcomes of this year's event further strengthen our shared commitment of an informed, ethical, and progressive information ecosystem. I wish you all a fruitful and successful Meal Week celebration. And on this note, I declare this program open.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, ably represented by Mr. Henshaw Ogubuike, the Director of Information and National Orientation at the Ministry. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in line with the program's lineup for this 2025 Media and Literacy Information Week, the International Media and Information Literacy Institute Abuja has cleverly crafted some adverts in their thinking that could help in reshaping the thinking of folks with regards to fake news and fake information. Now, these adverts will run in English, in French, and in Arabic. So, may we have the privilege of seeing those adverts as crafted by IMILI.
Every click, every message, every signal leaves a trace. Information is not random. It's raising awareness about critical thinking and media literacy in our digital world.
In today's digital age, it's crucial to be media and information literate. Develop your critical thinking skills and stay safe online.
Fake news spreads like Wi-Fi, causing confusion and harm.
Verify information through credible sources. Question what you see online and trust your instincts.
Let's take back the narrative. Let's build a more informed world together. Truth matters. You matter. Let's make a difference.
What does help? At IMILI, we are committed to helping you stay informed and empowered.
Join the movement. Combat fake news. Share responsibly. Verify. Don't spread misinformation.
Together, let's combat fake news and build a more informed community.
À l'ère numérique actuelle, il est primordial d'être compétent en matière de médias et d'information. Unissons nos efforts pour promouvoir la culture médiatique et combattre la désinformation.
Now, with those three advertorials, I'm deeply convinced that we have a slice of what fake news entails or responsible usage of information is all about. Except if you are demanding that we ask or we press on Mrs. Yachadnu to craft one for us in Baju language, then we know where we are driving at. And now to take us even deeper in understanding what responsible usage of digital media and information is all about as regards AI, we'll be exposing you now to a formal discussion. And to handle that, I would like to invite Dr. Shagbo Siemo, who is the HOD Mass Communication Department of the Nile University of Nigeria here in Abuja, to please take his seat. Joining Dr. Jacob in this discussion is Sumaya Adam Ahmed. Sumaya Adam Ahmed will be joined by Peter Oyenie. And of course, to make the list complete, I'd like to invite Hadiza Najana to Tijani to kindly join us on the table. Now, they will be discussing with regards to promoting AI adoption and gratification through media information literacy. At this juncture, I would like to hand over the microphone to Dr. Jacob Suemo, HOD Mass Communication Department of the Nile University of Nigeria in Abuja, to proceed.
Thank you very much. I deeply appreciate the opportunity to be here today. I'd like to very especially appreciate the representatives of the Ministers of Information and Education, and of course, to appreciate our amiable Vice Chancellor for the opportunity to have us here today. And to the discussants, I appreciate you for finding time to be here. I'll give a little background and we'll quickly slide into the business of the day. It is a pleasure to be a part of this moment, and like I said, we're living in an era where artificial intelligence is not just transforming industries, it is transforming the way we think, the way we communicate, the way we learn, and even the way we trust information. Yet while the power of artificial intelligence is undeniable, so too are the challenges it brings. And what are those challenges? Misinformation, bias, privacy concerns, and unequal access to technology. That's where media and information literacy becomes vital. It equips individuals not only to use AI tools, but to understand them, to question them, to engage with them responsibly. So promoting artificial intelligence adoption is therefore not just about introducing new technology. It's about cultivating informed citizens who can derive genuine gratification and empowerment from these tools, rather than confusion or harm. So as we discuss today, I hope that we can explore how institutions, educators, the media, policymakers can work together to make artificial intelligence adoption inclusive, to make it ethical and truly beneficial for society. Now, over to my discussants. From my extreme left, can we try to, AI is transforming every sector, including education, journalism, and governance. From your professional lens, how do you define AI adoption within the context of media and information literacy?
Thank you very much. My name is Najat Tijani, a reporter with the Nigerian Television Authority. You might also recognize me on the network news at 9 every Monday. So I want to thank you for this opportunity, and to answer your question, there is actually a multifaceted approach to this issue. First of all, just as we've all talked about what media literacy is, when talking about adopting artificial intelligence, it's really important to also promote artificial intelligence literacy. And the people that are able to drive AI literacy and adoption are the media practitioners. A lot of Nigerians, and I want to talk about the African context because it's really very important for us to look at an Afrocentric approach when you are talking about AI. The students here will identify with movies, a lot of American movies like Black Panther, where we saw an all-black cast adopting advanced artificial intelligence and other alien technology to drive the story. And if you look at our situation here in Nigeria and Africa at large, you hardly ever see movies like that. And that's why I'm even happy to see that key players from the Film and Censors Board are here. Because like I said, media people are the ones to drive this approach at AI literacy and adapt. But to answer your question, because that's just like a background, we have to set that foundation to move forward. So when you're talking about it, you must also talk about AI policy. It has to start actually from the top. So in education and in workplaces, the leadership have to be in on it. They have to agree. They have to drive AI adoption. And then how is that done? There must be clear communication about the AI, about integrating AI into workplaces. And having said that, the elephant in the room must be addressed. That is, AI is not here to steal anybody's job. That is the first thing. AI is rather an assistant, a virtual assistant which makes your work easier for you. I want to use the analogy of driving. As a driver, when you take the wheel, when you sit behind the wheel, if you steer the steering right, where does the car go? If you steer it left, if you put it in reverse, what happens? It is the same with AI. You have to use AI from a place of knowledge. You are the driver. And so when the leadership of any organization, be it in education, be it in the media, drives it, takes the wheel and says, we are adopting AI, then the next step is to ensure that everybody is in on it.
Okay, now,
yes.
What does it mean for you as a media practitioner? What does AI adoption mean for you?
So AI adoption means that I have, like I said, an assistant which enhances my work, which makes work easier. And this is in every, like I said, it can be in any sector, in the media, in education, even in hospitals. Because in the health sector, you find that AI is used a lot by health practitioners.
Thank you.
But if you want me to stick to the media,
yeah,
then I will. Okay, fine, that's fine. So let's talk about, for instance, in the newsroom, because I'm also a reporter in addition to newscasting. I'm the defense correspondent at the Nigerian Television Authority as well, covering the Nigerian Navy and defense. So you'll find that in the newsroom, we rely on, well, we adopt a lot of artificial intelligence to fact check a lot of the information that we get. You find that in government situations, a lot of these agencies will send you a press release. You have to, of course, believe that these people are in a position to send you, but there are one or two things that you still need to check, that the profession requires you to check. And so we do that. Let me give you an example. Sometimes when you're sent a press release, it's a picture, let's say the repatriation of refugees from a certain country back to Nigeria. You may not have, and I'll give you one recent example that we had. We had a Nigerian, yes, who was in, who joined the war in Ukraine. He was a prisoner. He was a Russian prisoner, but he was promised his freedom if he were to fight the Ukrainians. And so when he went to fight in Ukraine, he was captured by the Ukrainians. But he later came back. Now, we had a problem in the newsroom of capturing all that. We were not there in Russia with him. So we had to use AI to generate a video. And then we had to tell the public that this video is AI generated. It is used for illustration purposes only. And so in the media space, like I said, adopting AI means having an assistant to tell your story, to fact check, and
Beautiful.
to aid in your day-to-day activities.
Thank you very much. So I like emphasis. Thank you very much. Thank you. So AI is an assistant. It's not there to displace you. And it will work with the prompts that you give it. And the prompts should be subject to further verification. Beautiful. So that the public is not misinformed. The only gentleman among, my colleague gentleman. What does AI mean from your adoption mean from your professional lens? What does AI adoption mean?
Okay, thank you very much. The Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, the Vice Chancellor, wonderful people who have come together so that we can celebrate this very important aspect of life. My name is Peter Oyeneye. I am a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. I'm into public relations practice, and I travel around the country speaking to people at different places. And I use AI. Now, what is AI? I will use a story to drive this. Now, when we were young, let me say primary school, writing exam or assignment or whatever, there was this way that people will write exam or test then. They will know a brilliant student. They will keep him in the center. The others will sit this way, this way, this way. They will copy from him. Somebody may copy from that very brilliant student. He copies from another person. He copies from another person. He copies from another person. They submit the script. When results are out, he tops the class. The guy who copied. Then the people who taught him will now go to meet the teacher. You know, they were not too afraid of the teacher. They say, even the person I taught had more marks than myself. So the guy who was copying, okay, those people he was copying, we can refer to them as a kind of AI thing. You understand? What AI will do for us is that it will help us to get information from different parts of the world. Everywhere the information about that thing you are looking for, okay, the machine can travel around and get it in seconds and will give it to you. So like my colleague said, it is just an assistant trying to assist you to do your work in a better way. I'm not promoting examination malpractice, okay? I'm not saying, I just used to drive my understanding of AI. So AI, like we said, okay, it is artificial intelligence. Don't use your own intelligence alone. Use the intelligence of a lot of people. And when you get the information, you now decide, do I need all of this or not? Take what you need, adopt it to what you want. And when we talk about AI adoption, we're talking about the fact that you must accept that this thing has come.
Mm-hmm.
You must start thinking of how to benefit from it. It will save you from a lot of wahala. But one thing is that don't copy and paste.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Don't copy and paste. I hope our students copy and paste. That's another area for, in the course of the discussion, we will be hammering on that aspect of copying and pasting. To the beautiful lady very close to me, what does AI adoption mean from your professional lens?
Good morning, everyone. I'm glad to be here with you today. Okay, from my own professional lens as an economist, first and foremost, I think AI adoption is something that is we cannot even overemphasize the importance of it in an economy. So going by the data that we have by PwC, it says that AI industry by 2030 is going to accommodate over $15 trillion just by AI. So that would tell you that we need to harness what AI is, and we should harness it ethically. Just currently in Africa, we have over $4.5 billion just attributed to AI economy. That is the GDP of the economy, just $4.5 billion. And out of that 15 trillion that I mentioned, 16 billion will only be in Africa by 2030. 2030 is how many years? 5 years. Yes, as much as when we say 5 years, you think is plenty, but 5 years is not plenty. Tomorrow will be in 2029. You'll be shocked if you are alive. So what I'm trying to say here is there are so many things you can do with AI. There's so many things we can do with AI as an economy and microeconomy as an individual. I know most of us now, if we should check our smartphones, we all have 1 or 2 AI. In fact, let's not, WhatsApp. You know Meta AI on WhatsApp? It can help you budget. That's as an economist, budget. Let me just give an example here. For example, you are a salary earner, a civil servant. You are earning as low as 100,000, or let me be very optimistic, let's say 500,000 naira monthly, and you happen to want to buy a Corolla, let's say Uber Corolla, by 2030. You want to do the maths, but the maths is not mathsing. What do? You ask Meta AI or ChatGPT or any AI, and you explain, I have this salary, I have this expense, I want to buy this Suzuka car in Nigeria. You can even go ahead, do it one better. Corolla was 4.5 billion naira in, say, 2016, but it is, let's say, 10 million naira now. AI, what does it do? It does the thinking, it does the simulation, it does the analysis. This is what you're supposed to cut down your expense on. This is how much you're going to save. This is what you're supposed to do. Okay, if 4.5 billion, it was 4.5 million, it's 11 million naira. By let's say 2030 that you want to buy your car, it will be so amount. It will do all of that for you. This has to also do with maybe you have a lot of things you want to do as a person. You put it for AI. AI will generate it for you. And as they say, I should emphasize, AI is garbage in, garbage out, honestly. What you give it is what you get. Don't go and tell AI that you are having 500,000 when you are earning just 100,000 naira. It will mislead you. And by that 2030, you'll be wondering what happened, where is my car? So we have to be very careful. This is just an example on a micro level. And on a macro level, we are using it. In fact, Kenya, Rwanda, Egypt. I think Egypt is the most AI-friendly nation right now because they even use it in public service delivery by their government. Yeah, so we hope Nigeria will get there because I believe from what I've seen in Nigeria, one thing I think personally in Nigerian economy is better than all the other African economies, that they are proactive. They think about, like currently Nigeria has a legal framework, a regulatory framework that okay, how you're going to use AI ethically. Other countries don't really have that. So we are proactive and preparing all of this before we unleash the AI into the economy, not just the microeconomy.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, I am convinced that these discussants were deliberately selected. All of them seem to be very grounded on AI. And from all their submissions, we can establish that AI in itself is not bad. It's an assistant, and that AI has come to stay. So having established a clear understanding of what AI adoption means, I think the only area that I didn't hear an emphasis on is the area of education, academics. Even in academics, we have AI, right? AI is assisting significantly, supporting how we deliver lectures these days, all right? It doesn't mean you rely on AI to generate notes, but it thinks ahead. It has the capacity, the intellectual capacity of that tool is beyond the human. And so you reason with it to be able to assemble contemporary issues in the industry. And then you factor that into your curriculum as you deliver your classes so that you prepare students with industry-ready skills, all right? It's doing that. But then there are other irresponsible ways, even within the academic sector, of utilizing AI. And because AI works with the prompts you give it, and there most times a tendency for you to forget to use your intelligence and rely absolutely on what AI does. And that becomes disastrous because AI itself can be wrong in many instances, all right? And so you have to be very deliberate and responsible in how you apply or engage or deploy AI in the academic sector. Now I'd like for us to, because we're talking about media and information literacy, having established an understanding of what AI adoption entails across the various spheres of society, how can we successfully promote the adoption of AI? And then I start with the gentleman before the ladies coming. How can we promote the responsible adoption of AI across the sectors?
Okay, thank you very much. I like that you said promoting the adoption, responsible adoption of AI. Number one, we must accept that it has come and it has come to stay. Why you should know that it has come to stay is to find out and say, who put AI on my phone? Because I just woke up. I don't know whether you bought yours. I don't know whether you begged. I don't know whether whatever you did to have it. But for me, I never asked for it. I did not pray for it. I just woke up one day, I saw Meta AI. What is the meaning of this? And I got more information, and I began to use it, and it began to work for me. So if we are going to promote the adoption, number one, we must let our people know that it has come and it will stay. Now, there is a need to now organize programs like the one we are having now. I think we should put our hands together for the organizers of this program. Can we do that? Okay. Doctor and our sister from UNESCO are here for organizing this program. It's part of the adoption process to open the minds and eyes of people that this thing is important. You need to use it. You need to know about it. When we organize programs like this, I can see some young persons here, even older persons here. We understand how it works. We understand the benefit. And at the same time, we are told about the challenges, the irresponsible use of it, so that we are checked, we are told, don't go that way, come this way. And we should know that it is garbage in, garbage out. For instance, if you tell a child, get me some water, you have prompted that child to go get water. You can tell the AI to do that as well. But you have not done the prompting well. You should tell the child, get me some water to drink, room temperature. You must be specific. So the same thing applies to AI. Tell it what you want. I'm going to do a paper sometimes next week, okay? And I've been asking it, I said, let's do this together, okay? I had to tell AI, I'm doing this paper, and the people who will be listening to me are so people. So it is wrong for me to just say, give me a template on so. You should tell the AI where, how, the people that will be listening and the rest of them, it will be better. Now, adopting again, a policy is very important. There should be a national policy. There should be organizational policy. And I must also tell you there should be personal policy on how I will use AI and how I will not use it. But one thing we should know is that we can't run away from it. It is here with us. And sometimes I laugh. Sometimes ago, somebody called me. Said, oh, Dr. Peter, you remember me? We met at a training, whatever. I said, okay, great. I couldn't remember. I said, sure. He said, sir, you told us about so. I've forgotten he mentioned the acronyms. Say, I've forgotten what this thing stands for, please. I was wondering, how could you come all the way from Lagos calling somebody in Abuja when you have a phone? When you have AI on your phone? And I said, okay, no problem. I went there where he did not go. I went there, got the thing. I just sent it to him. Say, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. He even sent me some, what's it called? A recharge card. I think it's good. So anybody who does not know how to use it, some people who know how to use it will benefit from that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That's quite elaborate. And then when you talk about the responsible utilization of artificial intelligence, don't borrow ideas from AI and claim ownership. You should be able to say, particularly in scholarship, in academics, you should be able to say where a particular content is emanating from. Otherwise, AI, should I say AI will sue you for plagiarism? So that's interesting. And we do that too. You can tell AI as you are preparing for classes in the lecturing sphere, you're able to tell AI to Nigerianize some examples that resonate with your students' experiences and all that. Yeah. And interestingly, AI brings them up in a manner that is very interesting. So there are responsible ways of utilizing artificial intelligence. Our sister from NTA, and I'm looking forward to NTA News at 9 p.m. today.
Thank you very much.
How can we promote the responsible adoption of AI, perhaps from the media sphere?
Okay, like the Honorable Vice Chancellor said in his speech, he said it over and over again, it is a collective approach, one which requires integration and recognizes the strengths and limitations of key players. And so when you're talking about the adoption of artificial intelligence and promoting it, like Dr. Peter said, you need policy first and foremost. Countries like Rwanda, Kenya, and Egypt, like my colleague Sumaya mentioned, are leading in this area. And one thing that Dr. Peter said is you need organizational adoption. So one of the ways you can do this, for instance, in an organization, let me use NTA as an example, is to get product managers, team leaders who will run it at the level of the team, for instance. But like I said, it starts from the top. Already the organization would have adopted a framework. They would have communicated what they expect, their expectations from adopting artificial intelligence. And then you will need people, certain persons that you will pinpoint to drive this. Now, I said earlier that a lot of Nigerians rely on media workers, media practitioners to disseminate information. And so the media will play a critical role as well in promoting the adoption of AI. A picture, as they say, is worth 1,000 words. And one of the ways you can do this is to make sure that in promoting the adoption of AI, whether it's through reports, whether it's through television dramas, whether it's through series, whatever media means you are using to tell the people to adopt AI has to be relatable, has to also tell the story in a way that people will understand and adopt it. I want to give an example. Recently, I saw a video on X. A woman was pouring water from a bucket. The bucket was very small. I don't think that bucket was up to more than 500. It was really tiny. I'll call it more of like a small container. She was pouring water from it and a python came out. When you see the video, you know obviously it's AI generated, but the caption read, "Be careful where you fetch water from." So how does that, so, you know, you cannot expect everybody to know that this is fake, and so that's why I keep emphasizing that it is the media that will play a role. Whether it's, like I said, on the radio, when you're telling your story on the radio, when you're reading your reports on the radio, is it relatable to the man at the grassroots level, to the taxi driver, to the bus driver? Because like Dr. Peter said, AI is everywhere. AI is being adopted. So are you telling the story the right way? Are you making sure that the people, the stakeholders, which include you and I, the groundnut seller, the bus driver, is everybody in on it? So it's a collective approach. Another area I want to talk about when it comes to AI adoption, which also is really important, which my colleague mentioned, is that national policy framework. We need one in the country. As we speak, as of September 2025, China has adopted a policy of ensuring that 6-year-olds in primary school must use AI in the classroom. They must adopt it, they must integrate it, they must use it in everything that they do at the age of 6. So perhaps our country too can look at adopting AI in the primary schools. And like I said, this is where, again, media workers, media practitioners will come in. We can drive reports, articles, and stories around AI adoption.
Again, I want to talk about how important it is for movie makers to also play a role. A lot of people watch movies more than they actually listen to the news, especially the younger persons. Younger people prefer to look at 7-second reel, 15-second reels. Yes, they prefer to go on TikTok and social media to get their information. And so this is where content creators, bloggers as well, have to be in on it and promote the kind of content that will adopt, that is easily relatable, that will ensure that people adopt it.
Thank you very much. There are very important points that I've been able to draw from what Dr. Peter and yourself have articulated, that there's a need for a policy framework, right? The Federal Ministry of Information should begin to think about the possibility of coming up with a policy framework that will guide the deployment of AI across the various sectors of society. It is important. And the Ministry of Education as well, all right, should also come up with a policy that promotes the awareness of AI and then the integration of AI across our institutions. I'd like to come back to The Economist. And do you think that media has adequately framed AI in a way that the public understands its potentials and risk? I didn't want to ask the media person to assess herself, so that's why I took it to you. So do you think that media has adequately framed AI in a way that the public understands its potential risks? How can the narratives around AI adoption be improved?
I think giving me this role is a little bit hefty, but then again, she has already answered it. It's a work in progress. I want to believe when it comes to things about media and AI, I think it's a work in progress. And also, she mentioned the economic policy, that we are supposed to have a policy or policy framework that will guide us in this AI promotion. Now, I know there is what, or at least in paper, I don't know about the implementation, there is what we call the National Center for AI and Robotics in Nigeria. I think it was established in 2024 or so. I think if that center can be harnessed and can be exploited to do what it's meant to do, I think we're going to get a very robust economy AI-wise. So you see, if media does do their job, and then if each and everyone do their job in accepting AI ethically, very emphasis in ethically, I think the economy will be a better place. Let me give an example with my other cap, being a banker for many years. When you take a banking application, anyone actually, well, let me not say anyone, the ones I use and the ones we do in my bank, there is what we call the virtual assistant. Not just the bank, even sites. I don't know for NOUN, but there are many sites that you go log on and then they'll see a pop-up like a chat box, virtual assistant, or okay, how may we help you? That is AI. And it has been accepted by many. I remember the first time I used it. I've always seen it on a site, but I don't use it. But the first time I used it, the way we were chatting, as if we were chatting with a human being, I had to remind myself that this is not a human being. No. Let me stop putting feelings in my complaint. Let me just go straight to the point. So there is promotion of adoption in all of that. If a person like me or anyone here will be able to, instead of ignore this chat box, use them, or at least attempt. Don't just feel like, okay, it's just there for decoration like I used to believe. This pop-up, I'll just drag it and then continue. So I'll just use it. Because another thing it does is job opportunities, right? The more we as human beings or we as economic agents of an economy, the more we use this AI, the more agencies, companies understand the importance of it, and the more they'll be able to employ people related to AI. Because right now, unlike before that, okay, you have, okay, I want to, even for the young ones, we need to, I think the young ones need to exploit more job opportunities in AI. There are AI engineers, AI financial analysts. Instead of you to do full let's say, let me use mine as an economist, MSc, BSc, PhD, economics. You can tweak it, maybe AI in economy, so that you'll be able to target these markets. That's going to help you to get a better job opportunity. Let me just give this, let me just make this point. You know, online, TikTok or X or Instagram, you see people, you know what we call the tech bros? The tech bros. Everybody now, I think all the young ones in the university, UG, everybody, I want to be in cybersecurity, I want to do this tech thing, this is all AI, honestly. It just boils down to how you can use that AI. Okay, I want to do something in cybersecurity so that I can earn in dollars. That's what they see. Because Nigerian companies, many of them, they don't really accept this. So assuming we start accepting this, we will start earning in Naira, right? Okay, I know that if I should study cybersecurity or AI, digital marketing in AI or something related to AI, I have employability in the economy. So Nigerian economy will be able to adopt me. It's not more about dollars, it's not about Naira. In millions of Naira, please, yes. So this is it.
Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for our discussants. I'm sure that so far it has been quite an interesting conversation. I'd like to leave the floor open now to about 2 questions, just 2 from the audience before we wrap up. All right, we are short of time, but we can accommodate questions if there are any. Do we have any questions? Anybody with a very strong question? Yes, I see a hand up there. Can somebody give that lady a microphone? Then I see our distinguished prof over there. 2 very important people. Yes? Yes? No, the lady is right there. In hijab.
Thank you very much. Yeah. I'm so happy to be part of this.
Just say your name and where you are from. Please stand up if you can. Thank you.
My name is Asia Ibrahim. I'm very happy to be part of this program.
You're from what institution?
I'm from National Open University of Nigeria.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So being here today is like a continued journey from my undergraduate days on media and information literacy. So I'm here today as a mother and also a responsible citizen. I want to know how inclusive is media and information literacy for children? Thank you.
Okay, good. That's an interesting question. I'm sure the representative of the Minister of Education is also listening intently because we're talking about a policy framework for integrating AI into our schools, even from that level. But I'm sure Mr. Peter is noting. Dr. Peter will be responding shortly to that question. I see a hand there. Please give it to Prof. Then we'll get back to you. 1 minute, ma'am.
Thank you very much. My name is Chidimma Umbere, Department of Mass Communication, Masscom NOUN. It's just an observation. I thought the discussants would have taken us through the fact that sometimes too, this AI does not tell you the whole truth. A typical example was yesterday, while we were on that walk. In fact, when we got to the Eagle Square, there were diverse opinions as to how many kilometers we had done. Some said 3, some said 4, some said 5. And I quickly there went to my GPT and asked him, what is the distance between Radio Nigeria and Eagle Square? He told me less than 1 kilometer, which is not true. Definitely can't be true. So please, I think we should also
Like
we worked for almost 2 hours, from 11:15 a.m. to 12:55 p.m. Almost 2 hours, and he says it's less than 1 kilometer.
Very important. Those of us that use Google Map, we can relate, isn't it? It says you have arrived at your destination, and it's in the middle of nowhere most times. But you see, that's why we say don't take what the content AI generates, line, hook, and sinker. Subject them to further verification. There's the young man in glasses before we wrap up.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Nasiruddin Imade Yakub is my name, from the Department of Development and Strategic Communication, University of Abuja. I would like to channel my question to Dr. Najatu Tijani, being my mentor in media and communication field. Please, what are the strategies led by AI that we can use or that can be used to combat fake news, misinformation? And also to Dr. Peter.
One question. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good. Yes, we have a lady here, and then we end up with this, and then we wrap up. We have just 3 minutes to wrap up the entire conversation. Prof has spoken, yes.
Okay, thank you. Very pleasant afternoon, everyone. My name is Ganiya Tadejake Adesina Osman. I'm the Director of Advancement and Linkages of the National University of Nigeria.
Thank you, ma'am.
I just want to balance the narratives. Yes. I recollect that Dr. Sumaya mentioned about the tech bros. National University of Nigeria is changing the narratives about that in collaboration with British Council. We have come out with a program called Women in Digital Empowerment Network sponsored by British Council. And we have only the tech ladies. We call them tech ladies, over 200 of them in the room that we are training currently. And that is even for free. And after that, we can now start charging them some fees. But for now, it is British Council-sponsored program. So NOUN is driving that in Nigeria. And we're going to deploy it very soon to the whole world.
Thank you very much.
Currently, we have students from Nigeria and the UK. Tech ladies in the house. Great. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We end up with you. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. With the permission of my Vice Chancellor, I am Professor Shehu Usman Adamu. I'm the Chairman AI Committee of the National Open University. We are putting in final finishing touches of the review of the policy because you mentioned education.
Yes.
And then with regards to what HOD Mascom said, AI is the prompting and the tool that you use. For instance, I have now used Google AI tool and asked it the distance between Radio House and Eagle Square. It says it's about 3.7 kilometers and it's an hour plus walk. But then when I went back to ChatGPT, it now says the distance between them is relatively short. And the walking distance from Radio House Gariki, that's about Makoliwe area 10 to Eagle Square Business District, which is correct, is roughly 1.5 kilometer, depending on which route you take. It should take you 15 to 20 minutes on foot, while the actual AI tool is giving me the exact 1 hour plus. ChatGPT, which doesn't much care about distance or what have you, because it is using the information already imputed.
That's right.
It says it's relatively short. So, madam, it was relatively short based on based on the tool you use. I worked with you, and I know it's very long distance, and we were sweating all through. So, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Quickly, we will have you respond to the question, just 1 minute response to your mentee's question, and then Dr. Peter will respond to Hajia's question on AI for children. All right, beautiful.
Okay, thank you very much. So since you're a student, Google has a range of artificial intelligence tools that you can use. I'm sure you even use them every day without realizing that you're using them. So since we're talking about using it as a search tool to measure distance, one of the tools you can use to fact check is actually Google Earth or even Google Maps. One advantage that Google Earth and Google Maps has is it can give you a 3D view of any location you choose. So as a media worker, you can use it to check if there is traffic, if the place is safe for you to visit, if there are any structures, a whole lot of things for you to do there. It's very important because if you're sent to a location to do something, it can actually, Google Earth can give you a timeline of how that place looked 5 years ago. So you can use it to do your report, to drive your story. 5 years ago, this place was a desert, but today, the National Open University stands here as a testament to A, B, C, and D. You drive your story. You have pictures and proof to show that this place was blank before it was okay. Google Earth is one. We have another AI tool called PIM Eyes. PIM Eyes is a facial recognition tool. Why is it important? We have so many stories where they use a person's face. You know, you've heard of deep fakes, where you can use someone's video or image to just say something or do something. So you can use PIM eyes to determine if that is true, if this is really the person, okay? So I'll just, because I have 1 minute, I want you to just go, the students here to just go and check that out. I like Google Gemini. Google Gemini is very good at collecting papers, and this is very important for students. What Google Gemini will do is it will collect documents for you, but like our moderator said, prompt is very important. You must, and this is a field called generative AI, you must know how to generate the proper prompt to get what you want. Again, the analogy of a driver. You're the driver. You set your location, you know which direction you're going to. So you must operate AI from a place of knowledge. Your question to this assistant must be relevant. It must come from a place of knowledge. For instance, you should not use sophisticated AI tools like PIM eyes to ask what is the distance from point A to B. It's not really necessary, because you can use general Google search engines to do that. For AI, you must be specific, you must be intentional, and you must begin with the end in mind. What do you want to achieve? So those are just a few, but if you Google, you will find, in addition, there's another one called Research Rabbit. I'm giving you the tools that students can use, okay? So check out PIM eyes, check out Google Maps, Google Earth, and Research Rabbit. Those are just a few. You will find others.
Thank you very much. I'm so
excited. Sorry, can I just have 5 seconds to tell everyone that NTA recently did an AI training for staff, and then NTA also nominated me to do a 4-month fellowship in developing an AIC policy framework for Nigeria. So this particular event is quite timely, and I want to commend all the stakeholders and to say that we really do need more of this. So thank you very much.
Thank you, that we are the first to benefit from that training. Thank you.
Children
Yes,
now.
yes.
Now, one thing with AI and the rest of them is that there is something for everybody. Okay, you know, we now live in a global village. So whether you are in UK or you are in Nigeria or whatever, we are all living in the same city. It's one global space. So for children, like we said, it's about prompting. If you prompt it appropriately, effectively, you will get what you need for your child. Is it about a child who is sick? Is it about a child who is a slow learner, whatever? Is it a child who is hyper? Okay, I want to see what can I do with this child. Okay, there is something for everybody. And my colleague here has said, the economist said that it's work in progress. We are moving gradually, and there will be more and more for everyone. But there is nothing, wherever you go, you are going to get something for your child, for the adult, for men, for women, for whatever. But let's also know this, that AI can confuse you, surely. But now, if you know what you are looking for, it will be better.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, over to the economist. If you could give one call to action regarding AI adoption and literacy, what would it be?
Okay, I think I'll just conclusively say what we've been saying since we started this, with this session. Yeah. So, one, our government economic policy framework. I think we should try and make it foolproof. It should touch the regulatory aspect. It should touch the legal aspect, and it should touch the youth in particular. Again, our universities, my prof has mentioned how the progress that we've been making. My colleague here has also mentioned how they've been developing trainings and all that, meaning there is adoption. And there is promotion, and it is progressing. So I think a call to action for that is that we should continue, we should keep the tempo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for our discussants, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. They've all done very well. As we round off this conversation, one thing is clear. Artificial intelligence is no longer a distant possibility. It is here, shaping how we learn, create, communicate, and make decisions. But for AI to truly serve humanity, it must be adopted with wisdom, guided by ethical values, and powered by media and information literacy. Our role as educators, communicators, policymakers, and citizens is to ensure that AI doesn't just make life easier, but also makes it more meaningful. Let's keep asking the right questions, empowering people with knowledge, and ensuring that in our pursuit of innovation, we never lose sight of our shared humanity. Thank you all, and do have a beautiful afternoon.
Thank you very much. Dr. Jacob Shagbo Suomo, HOD Mass Communication Department of the IMILI University of Nigeria, Abuja, leading a team that discussed on the usage of AI, its potentials, its usability, and the call for authorities to design a good framework for its usability. Thank you for that and more. Just before the Vice Chancellor and, of course, the representative of the Minister take their leave, I would like to invite this panel that just left. May I invite you again, Sumaya Adam Ahmed, Hadiza Najaan Tutijani, and Peter Oyene, along with our HOD, please to come have a group photograph with our very special guest here before they take their leave. This is recognizing the presence of the students from the Mass Communication Department of University of Abuja who are here for this Media and Information Literacy Week 2025. I'd also want to recognize students from the Press Club of the Spiritan Girls Secondary School here in Lugbe, here in Abuja. You are most welcome. Some can. Okay, from the back, there are steps. Okay. And very shortly after this photograph, we shall be having some spoken words presentation by Ms. Favor Okwebene, an SS3 students from the Spiritan International Girls Secondary School, Sabon Lugbe, very shortly. All right, thank you very much. Representative of the Minister, the Vice Chancellor, may wish to take their leave. May I invite very quickly Ms. Favor Ekwebene, an SS3 student from the Spiritan International Girls Secondary School, Sabon Lugbe, for some spoken words here. Please, let's put our hands together for Ms. Favor.
Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I am Ms. Favor Kwebene, a student of Spiritan International Girls Secondary School, Sabon Lugbe, Abuja. Here to speak on the theme of today, which is promoting AI adoption and gratification through media and information literacy. We all know that artificial intelligence is what's ruling the world now, so I urge you all to be part of it. So I begin. You say AI, I hear artificial intelligence. You say media, I hear information. So how long do you wish to keep on working hard instead of working smart? when technology has introduced artificial intelligence as a new working art that has ushered us into the world of globalization, whereby information and quality education is not at your doorstep. Now problems got to solutions nearby. The world is revolving. So opportunities for those who got the skills to AC to their number 6. Media literacy is a skill we must claim. To discern the truth, to know the game. AI is not the enemy here. It's a tool in our hand to make decisions, to take us to greater heights, to make learning fun and our lives grand. It has liberated us from draining our brains like that of the Stone Age, and given us an opportunity to key our hands into the world of tech, and enjoy the good feeling of being empowered with the right information, and enjoy personalized content and experience. So it's time to rise up to the challenge to combat against illiteracy and take our awareness to the stage. With media and information literacy, we're on our way to turn a new page and ride on the waves of innovation and progress. With AI as our party of life, we're on our way to find success. Thank you.
This is an example of student that normally ace her exam with A1. Let's give her a round of applause, please. Thank you very much, Favor. Wishing you the best of luck in your undertakings. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we gradually wind up, may I invite the Deputy Registrar at the Institute, the International Media and Information Literacy Institute here in Abuja, Ms. Mabel Madu, for a vote of thanks.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm humbled to stand before you this beautiful afternoon to express our deepest gratitude. Please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. As the saying goes, thank you is a powerful prayer. On behalf of the Acting Director, IMILI, I would like to express a heartfelt thank you to the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, ably represented here today by Mr. Henshaw Ogubike. Thank you, sir, for your unwavering support. Thank you for gracing this event with your presence. We appreciate you. Thank you for your leadership. My heartfelt thank you also goes to the Vice Chancellor, National Open University of Nigeria, Professor Olufemi Peters. We appreciate you, sir. We thank you for providing this beautiful setting. Your leadership inspires us. Thank you for your support. My sincere gratitude goes to our principal officers, National Open University of Nigeria. Thank you for gracing this event with your presence. We appreciate you. Thank you for your support. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to extend a heartfelt thank you to representative of UNESCO Nigeria, ably represented here today by Mrs. Yachat Nuhu. Thank you for your partnership. Thank you for your support. We appreciate your coming. Permit me to also extend a heartfelt thank you to our esteemed experts. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, your experience and expertise with us. We appreciate you. And to our esteemed participants, we thank you all for your active participation. I hope the knowledge we gained today will inspire us to promote media and information literacy. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your coming. I would like to thank deans, directors, and staff of the National Open University of Nigeria. Thank you for honoring our invitation. Thank you for your support. Thank you for coming. Our sincere gratitude goes to our support staff, those who have been working tirelessly to ensure that this event is a success. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for your tireless efforts. I would like to thank gentlemen of the press for their coverage. Thank you. Your coverage actually amplified our message. We appreciate you. My sincere gratitude goes to our partners and sponsors, UNESCO, Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation, Federal Ministry of Education, and all others who actually have been supporting us one way or the other. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. Ladies and gentlemen, as we wrap up this event, let us prioritize media and information literacy to build a more informed global community. As we go back to our various destinations, may God Almighty be with us. Thank you once again, and God bless.
Thank you, Mabel Madu, for looking good, because I know looking good is good business. So thank you for looking good. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of proceedings here, marking the 2025 Media and Information Literacy Week, as been marked by the International Media and Information Literacy Institute, Abuja, Nigeria, with real support from UNESCO and the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation, powered by the National Open University of Nigeria. As we depart from this hall, we want to wish you a safe trip back to your respective destination. But before then, may we please rise for the closing anthem.